we're headed up to D.C. now. Senator Sullivan of Alaska is going to join us, talk about the big, beautiful bill. Also, I would imagine, Senator, you are eager to get back to Alaska so you can start talking with everyone there about the impact of the big, beautiful bill on many different fronts, including energy. What's the difference between what the Trump administration is allowing your state of Alaska to do with all the natural resources there compared to what the Biden administration was doing? For your state, what is the impact?
Geez, Clay, Buck, that is the greatest question. Great to be back on your show. And that's the key question. And it's 110% difference. The Democrats want to shut down Alaska, want to shut down American energy. President Trump and his team want to unleash it, and they're doing it everywhere. This big, beautiful bill does it, especially with regard to Alaska. But look, to be more specific, during the 4 years of the Biden administration, Alaskans know this, we suffered through 70, that's 70 executive orders and executive actions singularly focused, exclusively focused on shutting down Alaska's resource development economy. And the president and his team are 110% opposite. That's great for America, great for Alaska, and really great for American workers.
Senator, appreciate you being with us. What's going on in the Senate right now? You guys still have some time left here. You're about to go on recess. I hear Schumer is up to Schumer shenanigans and blocking judges and causing some problems for you guys. Bring us up to speed with the business of the Senate as it stands right now.
Yeah, look, Buck, we had a really very productive first 6 months with the president. I would say historic. And you guys mentioned it. I'm getting ready to go home and really, really sell this one big, beautiful bill. I don't think there's any state that fared better than Alaska, particularly to the earlier questions on the American energy components. A huge part of this bill is unlocking American energy. And most of the bill was unlocking Alaska. You know, American energy dominance runs through my great state. So I'm anxious to get home to make the pitch to so many Alaskans where they have a much better understanding of how this helps working families, our economy, our military, our Coast Guard. It is a home run. But to your question, Schumer, look, the guy is so afraid of his left wing, right? Every day he wakes up scared to death that AOC is going to primary him. So he is trying to fight, supposedly, anything that we're trying to get done to move forward with our government, certainly on legislation, but on nominees, on basic, undersecretaries, assistant secretaries, people who run our government. He blocks every way they can to get their Senate confirmation. So we're going to start just jamming down on these guys. We just had a meeting of all our Senate Republican colleagues saying, hey, we need to go morning, noon, and night to start getting the president's nominees across the board. We've gotten zero cooperation from Schumer. And usually, you guys, on the lower level nominees, if it's an assistant secretary, you kind of put it in a package to move something forward with several nominees. That's very normal. We did it with Biden. They did it previously. Schumer's not doing that. This is the most obstruction we've seen from any Senate minority leader on another administration's nominees, literally since Herbert Hoover. The guy won't help us at all, so we're going to start jamming down on him.
We're talking to Senator Dan Sullivan of Alaska. One of the things that obviously is going to be a huge topic of discussion next year is the House. And I think we talked about this with you before, but the ranked choice voting in Alaska seems to me to be a complete mess. What is the latest on that? Do you agree that it's a mess? And what are Alaskans thinking after they were kind of, I think, bamboozled into the idea in the first place?
Well, look, it's still on the ballot in Alaska, and there's an outside group that put it on the ballot, a statewide initiative in 2020. The Republicans fought it. I fought it. We tried to get it removed in 2024. By the way, both times it passed with less than 1% of the vote, and we were the groups against it, Republicans, myself, we are outspent. It's unbelievable. I don't know, 12, 13 million by the outside groups for ranked choice voting versus 80,000 by the Republican Party. It's very confusing, and it can be really, really manipulated. And the Democrats, in my view, particularly Schumer, who's already been, I'm up for re-election this cycle as well. We have a congressman, Nick Begich, who's doing a great job. But we'll have to run against that. And look, the best way, even with a system like that, which we don't like, I don't like, it's confusing, it can be manipulated, Alaskans are still confused by it, is to show what we're getting done. And again, I want to come back to this one big, beautiful bill for Alaska. This bill, across every element of policy in our economy, is really, really strong. And what we're going to do is run on our record. And I think for Alaska, this bill, particularly as it relates to jobs in our economy and the working class, is a home run.
What are the most important changes the Trump administration could see through here from where things were under 4 years of Biden on the issue of energy? I mean, obviously, Alaska, very important energy production state, affects your economy, but really affects America and the global economy, too. You guys have a lot of stuff up there. What needs to happen, or what are some of the concrete things that Trump can do so that we take drill, baby, drill to the next level?
Yeah, well, we've done it in this bill, and the president did it literally day one. You guys might recall one of the president's first executive orders, about a couple hours after he was inaugurated, was this executive order on unleashing Alaska's extraordinary resource potential. I worked directly with the president and his team on this to unleash Alaska. We're the only state in the country that has our own executive order. So what that executive order did was it said, hey, we're going to reverse pretty much all the 70 executive orders that Biden issued to shut down Alaska. So that was good, but the big, beautiful bill is even better because what we did is that we put a lot of those reversals into law. And that's just obviously much stronger in terms of what, God forbid we have a Democrat administration 4 years from now. I certainly hope we don't. But if that administration tries to come in and shut down Alaska, they're not going to be able to do it because, let me give you a couple examples on the one big, beautiful bill. We open the ANWR, the National Petroleum Reserve of Alaska, the Cook Inlet region. These are all federal lands that have huge resources, and we mandate in this bill regular lease sales that Biden would never do, that Democrats would never do, in the law. So it says, hey, energy companies can come up, they get regular lease sales on all of these really, really important federal lands. As you guys mentioned, Alaska has so much oil and gas, so many critical minerals. And then really importantly, we got a permitting reform provision in the one big, beautiful bill that will help expedite the permitting of these projects. One of our greatest challenges, the Dems love to abuse it, is having a permitting system that takes 10 to 15 to 20 years to permit a resource development project. It kills our competitiveness. It's really hard for long-term investors to invest in Alaska when they have these permitting issues. And we got permitting reform done in this one big, beautiful bill as well to expedite these projects, get them online quickly. That's a part of the bill that hasn't gotten a lot of attention. Great for Alaska, great for America. So if you can get it in the law, which is what we did on energy in this bill, it's even better than the executive order that the president issued, which we are really appreciative of. So it's the combo of both. And he's got a great energy team, a bunch of his cabinet. We're just up in Alaska recently. I hosted them all over the state. It's going to be very exciting times for Alaska and resource development. By the way, we'd love to have you guys, Clay, Buck, up to our state. We can do a program from Alaska. I think I talked about that last time I was on your show.
I'm sold. Can we get this set up with our affiliates?
Yeah, as long as we can get Clay close to some grizzly bears, he's going to be excited. He likes to get real close, though, Senator. He wants to see them.
Hey, Clay, I will bring you close, man. There's great fishing going on in our great state right now. It's the place to be. But We really got to do that. Remember last time I was on the show, we talked about you guys all coming up. You got a lot of listeners in Alaska, huge fans, and we can do it. You guys would have a ball.
I am sold on this idea. In fact, I was talking to my wife downstairs during the last commercial break. She was like, hey, what you got going on? I said, hey, we've got one of the senators from Alaska going. Neither she nor I have ever been to Alaska. It is on the top of the list. And she said, well, we've got to go up to Alaska. So I know we have some good affiliates up there. You guys can reach out. Let's see if we can get this set up. I want to make the trip. I've been wanting to visit for a long time, Senator. So maybe we can get this thing worked out where we can come up and do a broadcast, or one of us can at least, and that would be me. And we'll see whether Buck can make it too.
Clay, you come up with your wife, Buck. You come up with your family, and here's what we'll do. We'll do the One Big Beautiful Bill tour, because, look, there is so many good things in this bill for the country, but for the great state of Alaska, I could do a program with you guys for 3 hours. And what we're trying to do now, you know the way the Democrats work, Schumer has spent, his far-left dark money groups, they've spent, I mean, believe it or not, up to close to $2 million running negative ads against me and this bill and how it's horrible. It's not. They're all false ads. So what we're doing is we're trying to make the case all over the state, but heck, we could do a One Big Beautiful Clay Buck tour. And
I don't hate this idea
Alaska,
at all, Senator.
And I'm telling you, man, you guys would love it. Bring your family. We'd have a blast, and we'd get the word out, right? Because people want to hear the truth.
I love this. We'll talk. The Buck's got a 3-month-old, so traveling all the way from Miami to Alaska, bit of a trip. So he might not be able to do it, but we will. I want to come up there, and we'll come up for the show for sure, and help you out with this process. And
Good.
Producer Greg is making fun of me and saying maybe I could swim from Alaska to Russia, because I said I could swim from Alcatraz to the San Francisco Bay.
That's after you do the Alcatraz swim. The Bering Strait swim is that's the pro
level. A little
level
bit more
play.
challenging. Senator, we appreciate the time.
Okay, guys, good to be back on the show, and thanks for your great work.
Thank you.
Appreciate
I
that.
will say, Clay, Alaska in the summer, which is when I went there. Maybe, I went. Kenai Peninsula, fishing with my dad and my brothers. One of the most, in terms of natural beauty, one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. I mean, if you like the cold, crisp weather beauty, it's amazing.
I mean, I have to go. And my wife, Laura, I'm not kidding. We were just talking about this and how we want to add it to the list. So maybe we can make that happen. In the meantime, I bet you know what works well in Alaska, Buck? I bet rapid radios work really, really well in Alaska, because you don't necessarily know if you're going to get great reception, but you need to have something reliable in the event that you've got something going on. Maybe grizzly bears are in the yard and you need a little bit of help. Maybe you want to make sure that you're protected in the event of some sort of weather catastrophe, power going out, whatever it might be. We talked about this when the storms hit last year, and Asheville, North Carolina was in peril. Buck's sister-in-law was able to use the rapid radios to get in touch. They work nationwide. They're basically easy to explain. Nationwide walkie-talkies. They connect you with dozens or even a couple hundred people. Can work for companies too, construction, all over the place. Rapid radios don't require any setup at all. Just pull them out of the box, press a button, boom, you can talk. One-touch connection, perfect for communicating with one employee or 200 employees on the go, all at the same time. With nationwide LTE coverage, Rapid Radios 100% private, no monthly fees or subscriptions. Visit rapidradios.com to save up to 60% off. Get free UPS shipping from Michigan, plus use code radio for an extra 5% off. That's rapidradios.com, code radio. Order today, rapidradios.com, code radio.